Quick, graph y equals -1/2 times the quantity of x minus 3 squared plus 4 by hand, two different ways. This is part of the family of functions series. You will need graph paper, or you can download this PDF and print it. Press pause as needed any time during this video. The first way, we first need to decide what the parent function is and its shape. So the parent function is y equals x squared, and it's a U-shaped parabola. This is our parent function. I'd like to picture that in your mind while we're doing this. Identify the parameters, and that means the values in the expression that affect the graph. There are three parameters here. And how do they affect the graph? Well, the +4 shifts all points up 4. The -3 inside the parentheses shifts all points to the right 3. And the -1/2 multiplies each y value by -1/2, and the parabola opens downwards. So what do we consider first? Well, we suggest plotting the vertex first. And the two parts that affect the vertex are shifting to the right 3 would make the x-coordinate 3. And shifting all points up 4, the y-coordinate would be 4. So 3, 4 is our vertex. We plot that first. All points are going to be plotted relative to that point using the parabola dance. And so we start off, instead of right 1, up 1, it's going to be right 1, down 1/2. -1/2 times 1 is -1/2. Instead of right 2, up 4, it'll be right 2, down 2, multiplying 4 by -1/2. Instead of right 3, up 9, it will be right 3, down 9/2, again because of that -1/2. You go ahead and get the points on the other side of the vertex. Press pause and resume when you're ready. So normally we go left 1, up 1, but now we'll go left 1, down 1/2 because of the -1/2. Left 2, up 4 becomes left 2, down 2. Left 3, up 9 becomes left 3, down 9/2. Connect the points. We get our parabola opening downwards at a different vertex, which happens to be at the point 3, 4. The axis of symmetry is the line x equals 3. You can see it's symmetric about that line, mirror image. Compare it to the parent function that opens upwards and has a vertex at the origin. As you can see, it's different. Second way is using a table. This is our table of our 5 points that we used for a parabola. So the -3 affects the x values. It's the only one of the parameters that affects the x values. This shifts the points to the right 3, and so we need to add 3 to each x value to shift to the right. So the 2 plus 3 will become 5. 1 plus 3 becomes 4, and we're going to ask you to finish those 3. Press pause and resume when you're ready. And so the next one will be 0 plus 3 is 3, -1 plus 3 is 2, -2 plus 3 is 1. So those are our x coordinates. The other two parameters affect the y values. By the order of operations, what we do is we do the multiply by -1/2 first, multiplication first, add, subtract second, so then we add 4. So doing that with each y value, 4 times -1/2 plus 4, well, 4 times -1/2 would be -2 plus 4 is +2. You can see how it's calculated right here. And then we plot 5, 2. 1 times -1/2 plus 4. 1 times -1/2 is -1/2. Think of the 4 as +8/2, and when you add those two, you get +7/2. So plot over 4 up 3.5. So we ask that you finish these 3 points here, plot them, press pause, and resume when you're ready. So 0 by negative times negative 1/2 plus 4 is 4. So 3/4 is plotted. 1 times negative half is negative 1/2 plus 4. Again, we're getting that 7/2. And when we put in 4 before, we got positive 2. So in this case, it'll be 0.1 comma positive 2. Connect the points, make it look like a parabola opening downwards, which it is because of the negative 1/2, and compared to the parent function. Now you try one. Graph y equals negative 2 times the quantity of x plus 4 squared plus 5. Use either method or both for the practice. Press pause to do this and then resume when you're finished to check your answer. And here's your answer in green. We have both the parent function and the new function table, so you can check your answers more carefully.